Architects are trained and licensed professionals in the field of construction. Typically, architects design buildings and houses like this one that are beneficial to a community. Architects also participate in supervising the overall construction of a building while working beside a general contractor. Architects must design a building that is both useful and safe to a community. What is a sponsor of literacy?
Sponsors, as I have come to think of them, are any agents, local or distant, concrete or abstract, who enable, support, and teach literacy. Deborah Brandt.
The site is located in Mesquite, Texas, located about 15 minutes outside of Dallas. The site is at Mesquite High School, and the construction consists of additions and renovations to the field house. This is a picture of the field house from a bird's eye view. The non-highlighted area on the top is the current building, and the highlighted area is the additions to the field house. Let's take a look at the additions to the building. The larger area is a new weight room facility for the athletic teams at the high school. The top left of the additions consists of storage closets, and the left center consists of office space. Here's the field house before construction. Now let's take a look at a 3D rendering of the field house after construction. As you can clearly see, the additions to the field house make it almost double in size by adding a new weight room, office space, and storage for the field house. While on the job site, I collected a few artifacts. The first was a set of blueprints that I got off the job site from the general contractor. These have already been shown. The second was a hard hat that I found laying on the ground. The inside of the hard hat appears to be broken. This could be because of many things, but most likely it's wear and tear, as seen from the red duct tape that's on the helmet. The worker tried to appear to fix the helmet, but it did not work. The third item collected was a trowel, commonly used for bricklaying in this case. I found it laying under some scaffolding by where the bricks were being laid on the building.
This is an interview with the general contractor who wished to stay anonymous. We will just call him GC.
Hey, how's it going today?
It's good, thank you.
During this interview, you wish to remain anonymous, so I'll just record your voice. Is that alright with you?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Alright, sounds good. Question 1. Deborah Brandt describes a sponsor of literacy as someone who enables, supports, and teaches literacy to another. In your case, who would you consider to be your sponsor, or maybe a lack of sponsor in becoming a general contractor or / architect?
For me, I'd probably say my high school physics professor. He taught me about the mechanics and forces it takes to hold a building together for people to use.
Alright, can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Sure. I'd have to say being able to see a bunch of tiny parts come together to create a building just amazes me. I think my teacher back then would be considered my sponsor.
Alright, that's it. Thank you for your help.
No problem, glad to help.
My own sponsors of literacy. Becoming an architect alone would definitely be difficult, but because of the sponsors I have to back me up, I know I can succeed. From my interview with the general contractor, I learned that his teacher in high school was his sponsor. I can relate to this also because I had an engineering teacher in high school who also taught me all about physics and architecture. The three other main sponsors of literacy that I have would be my family, who's always there to support me and acknowledge me whenever it's needed. My father's construction company, where at my early teens I learned the basics of construction. The third sponsor, and the one I consider to be my biggest, is the tiny plastic building blocks, Legos. Yeah, that's right, the children's toy. I was at a young age playing with the Legos when I discovered that I love creating things. From that point on, I've always been a handyman around the house, and I've always wanted to build and create just as an architect does. And this is the reason why I decided to do an ethnography project over architects and their sponsors in helping them climb the ladder to architecture.